I always felt like sexual content is the lazy way out for girls, as like selling drugs is for guys. Like if you're a beautiful woman, you could put your mind to it and really do anything. I feel like that's like the lazy route.
Really?
That's how I always felt.
And that's because you assume that selling content or selling drugs is easy. Have you done either one?
Yes, I've sold some, not content.
Oh yeah, we're not gonna get into that.
You still do OnlyFans?
I do not do OnlyFans anymore.
Yeah.
I do not do OnlyFans anymore. I was kicked off the platform.
Why?
I don't know why I was kicked off the platform, but it probably had something to do with the fact that I was like trying to gain traffic off of the platform.
What do you mean?
Like I was sending my Instagram, my Cash App, things like that, and I guess they didn't like that. I didn't know that was against the rules though. They changed the rules a lot. I didn't know that was against the rules though.
Oh, like they wanted to keep the transactions on their platform.
Website. But I'm like, you can't really determine that. Like as a platform, you can't really determine. How are you going to say I can't make money? I guess that's like an employer trying to say you can't make money while you're on the clock. But still, when you do your taxes on that thing, you're independent. So it's like.
So you were paying taxes for OnlyFans? You
have to. It's reported. It's reported. Like everything that they pay you is reported. So yeah. What made you want to get into doing that? That's something we didn't talk about, I don't think. Honestly, I've always felt weird to ask you about that. Like I've never had a conversation with a girl that did OnlyFans or like any type of like sex content or work. I mean, not directly. Really? So I'm just thinking like, what's the mindset behind that? Like, how do you, like what got you into that? What did get me into that? I started dancing when I was like 18. So I think like from there, I was like, well, hey, since I'm doing this, I may as well like, try my hand in a couple different lanes. So I was dancing and then I started like selling content, which I mean, I was selling it. People was asking me for it. And I was just like, oh, well, I guess it's just like another thing that I could do. So I started doing that. But that kind of took off. They liked that. So I was just like, oh, okay. Keep doing it. I was doing it like off of Snapchat for a little bit. And then when OnlyFans came, I got on there. But I was always doing it off like other platforms. People just hit me up. People on Twitter and shit like that. And I'm just like, all right. So then got on OnlyFans. OnlyFans did good. Things were going good with that. And then I got kicked off the platform. But now I'm on Playboy. So that's where most of my all my content is now.
On Playboy?
Mm-hmm.
What is Playboy doing? I guess I really know Playboy just from like the magazines. Like, what are they doing these days?
Yeah, so they have they actually have a streaming platform. And on the streaming platform, you can follow different girls. You can interact with them. They have it so that you can actually do calls on the website. Like, well, not on the website, like off the app. I personally, that's why I said I'm not tripping about the fact that I'm not on OnlyFans no more, because I like this platform way better. Like, it's way more professional. It's way more, like, upscale, and Playboy is a really, like, it's a reputable brand. Well, it's a reputable brand in the sex industry. People, of course, all brands have their controversies and stuff, but in the sex industry, it's a reputable brand. So, I mean, it's decent. Like, I fuck with it. I fuck with it way more than OnlyFans. And it doesn't have that stigma also. Like, I feel like when people say OnlyFans, like, oh, you're an OnlyFans girl, like, it has that stigma still. I feel like, oh, well, I'm a Playboy creator. Like, that just sounds a little bit better.
It's funny how, I mean, is it called sex content? Like, what's the actual content called?
It would be considered adult entertainment, I guess.
Adult content, adult entertainment. It's just funny, like, doing adult content, but, like, moving through the different platforms and, like, new technologies that come out. Like, Playboy's trying to adapt now to this OnlyFans model. Mm-hmm. I think me and Karen were talking about, like, because there's people that try to do, like, different type of content on OnlyFans, not sexual content. But it's like OnlyFans has that stigma. So it's like I wouldn't really go to OnlyFans to do some like random show. I like probably go to like Patreon or something.
Yeah.
But I do like OnlyFans and Patreon because it is bringing that subscription-based model to the masses. Like, it's getting people accustomed to paying for content and not just like assuming that they have to watch it for free or like on YouTube or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, and that's something else I forgot to mention about Playboy too. It is subscription based too, so it's along the same lines. But yeah, I definitely enjoy being on the platform. I already was a fan of the brand, so being on the platform is kind of cool to me.
What's some differences? Because I don't think I've ever gotten. I might have gotten one girl's OnlyFans like years ago, but I think it was just like on some random shit. So I don't even know how that works. What I guess from a consumer's point of view, what's the differences between if you're following somebody on OnlyFans or like Playboy?
I mean, honestly, that depends on the creator because it's really in the way that creator does business. But I just feel like the Playboy platform, for what I had going on, it was easier for me to do business up there. And then on the Playboy platform, like, they encourage you to get traffic off of their platform as well. So those issues that I was dealing with on OnlyFans, I didn't have over there. But it really has to do with the creator themselves and what type of business they do on the platform.
I guess, how does your family feel about you doing this type of work?
I guess they're coming to terms with it now. At first, it was not good. It was not good at all. My family is very religious. They are very, for a while, they were really deep into like the church. So for me to do something like that.
Like, you going to hell, Chrissy.
Boy, what? Oh my gosh. They were saying that before I started doing that. They were saying that before I started doing anything in the industry. Like, they were saying that for a while. But definitely when I started doing that. So it didn't go over with them too well. But I feel like with me continuing to do it, and it's like a lot of the problems, I guess, or the assumptions that they had about people who do those things, I'm kind of showing them that those aren't true necessarily. So in their own way, they're kind of letting go of the stereotypes, and they're kind of being more open-minded. Slowly but surely, they're being more open-minded. And I appreciate that, because it's like it's an adjustment on both ends. 'Cause at the same time, I still have to be like respectful of them too. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like trying to find that common ground where it's like, all right, like, this is what my child does. But at the same time, it's like I don't really, like, I don't show them that side or anything. They just know that I do it.
What are some of those stereotypes or assumptions?
The assumptions that they had, or just the assumptions that people had in general?
Well, you mentioned them, but I guess people also, yeah.
Well, yeah, of course, specifically for them, the whole like religious thing, they thought that basically being promiscuous was like one of the worst things that you could do. And it's just like, I could think of worse things. Personally, I could think of worse things. So I didn't agree with them there, but that was a assumption of theirs. And then, of course, trying to, like you said, trying to say, oh, well, you're going to hell, and like you deserve punishment for those things like that. But I'd say some assumptions from people that aren't them would be, I don't know, just everything negative. It's really weird, because it's like, I don't know why that's directed specifically at people who choose careers in that specific field. I don't know why that is. Like, but anything negative you could probably come up with, they try to slap that label on people in the sex industry. And it's just like, why do y'all feel like that's the case? I feel like that's mad weird. Y'all don't feel like that about anybody else in any other industry, but y'all do it with us. Like, you can do good business and be a good person and be smart and be business savvy and still have other things going on and still be in the sex industry. Like, but that's just something that people are going to have to learn over time. I feel like the world is adapting to a lot of things. Like, people are starting to be more open-minded about a lot. So we'll see.
What about for the future? Like, how long do you see yourself doing this? I feel like I've seen a bunch of like stories from women that were in the sex industry, but like later in life regretted it or were like traumatized by it. I mean, do you pay attention to stuff like that?
Yeah, I've seen like the soft white underbelly interviews and stuff like that. And it's like in some instances that does happen. Me personally, your first question was how long do I see myself doing it, right? I always said when I was 30, I was going to wrap it up. I'm 28, so I'm not going to be doing it.
So you're near the end of your career.
Yeah, and I already have other things in the works. That's why I was in it. Like, to be real, like that's why I was in it.
Like it's a stepping stone to other things?
Yeah, definitely.
I do want to get to that too, but...
Yeah, but yeah, of course. I always said when I was 30, I was going to wrap it up. I want to have kids and stuff like that, like...
Do you think that will affect you? Like,
no.
Like in your marriage process or like how guys will look at you that are, that are thinking about having a life with you?
No, because I mean, the person that's for me, it won't be a problem. Like the things that I've done won't be a problem, and the things that they've done won't be a problem for me. Like I don't believe in that. If somebody really wants to be with you, they'll be with you. So yeah, and I've dated people. I've had plenty of relationships while doing this. Like contrary to popular belief, and everything was smooth. They just have to understand. And they just have to be able to see you for more than, I don't know, what others say, really. Because that's really what it boils down to. That's stuff that other people are saying that's trying to interfere with how you really feel about a person. If you really like that person, that shit shouldn't matter. And it has never mattered to me. And the person I'm supposed to be with, it won't matter to them. That's just how I feel about that.
I always think... But before we get to like what you would like this to be a stepping stone for, I always thought it was funny how girls would just like, I've seen girls on Facebook that like I went to high school with, like just make a post like, I'm about to start doing OnlyFans. Like when they find out that girls are making a lot of money, and then they'll quit like 2 months later. Like it still is a grind. It's not just as easy as taking a picture of yourself and just posting it and now you're big. So it still is a grind, and you see who has the hustle for it, and who actually make it. I remember one time this girl, I don't know if I went to high school with her, but I just got her on Facebook. She made an OnlyFans, and this was at the time when I was just rapping. So you know how when you're like a local rapper, people kind of just brush you off. Like, yeah, like you might send your link for your song. They're like, yeah, like keep grinding, like whatever, but they'll just brush you off. So I feel like this girl said that to me about my music previous to this. Then she sent me her OnlyFans one time.
And you were I was like, nah.
Yeah, I was like, I'm good, but like keep grinding type shit.
But